Hey everyone, in this video I will cover some tips and tricks to get the lowest level Djinn Baryas or ultimatums as possible to get your 4th Ascendancy in Soul Self-Out. In trade, people just buy these, but in SSF there are a few things you can do to get them yourself in a super fast and easy way. Let's dive in. Getting your 4th Ascendancy is hard, and it's currently unclear what the philosophy is from GGG regarding the last 2 Ascendancy points. It's reasonable to say that for a good number of people these points are unattainable because the trials are so difficult. I only recently completed the 4th one, at level 95 no less, prompting me to make this video. This Sunday there's a big announcement followed by a community podcast hosted by Darth Microtransactions and Ghazzy, and maybe GGG will shine some light on this situation, but as it stands your 4th Ascendancy is a real challenge. There are ways however to reduce the challenge, which I will cover in this video. The Trial of Sekhemaz and the Trial of Chaos have certain breaking points or breakpoints at which you get your Ascendancy points. The Djinn Baryas and Inscribed Ultimatums indicate whether you get Ascendancy points or not if you hover over the items. During the campaign, you find the first Barya from Balbala in Act 2 and the first Inscribed Ultimatum in Act 3. You can complete these at any level and you can't fail them as the tokens aren't consumed. The next breakpoint for your 3rd Ascendancy is around level 65. I don't know the exact minimum level to get the 3rd point, the wiki doesn't tell me, it could even be level 60, but typically you get them once you start mapping and the 3rd Ascendancy is achievable for almost anyone at this point. And if you can't do it, just wait a few levels and then try again. This is not the main issue here today and it's also not really the focus of the video. The most important breakpoint is for the 4th Ascendancy, which is level 75. The Djinn Barya or Inscribed Ultimatum needs to be at minimum level 75 to give the last Ascendancy points upon completion. Any level above level 75 does the same thing, you also get your points, but it makes the trials significantly harder as monsters and bosses deal more damage and have more health. Rewards are greater too in true PoE fashion, but the goal isn't loot, the goal is to ascend a final time, so the aim here is to run a level 75 trial and not any higher than that. It doesn't matter in theory which trial you pick for the final Ascendancy points as long as the trial has a minimum level of 75. The consensus, however, between players is that the Trial of Chaos is significantly harder than the Trial of Sekhemaz at the moment of writing. I would advise, therefore, you attempt the Trial of Sekhemaz, but this video won't go into the actual mechanics of the trial as there's plenty of videos out there about that. The only tip I think you should know is for the final boss, and that is that you either need a good amount of movement speed, meaning also the boon inside of the trials that gives you movement speed, or you need a movement skill like Blink. Or you may fail the whole thing in the final boss room when you are tasked with hitting a bunch of spheres in the 2nd phase of the fight, as you can see over here. That leaves us with the question on how to get a level 75 Barya or Ultimatum, and the short answer is run level 75 content. That is a tier 11 waystone if the map itself doesn't have +1 levels from either radiation or corruption. It is a tier 10 waystone when either radiation or corruption is on the map. And it is a tier 9 waystone when you have both. You can increase the chances though, because in the Atlas passive tree you can select local knowledge, so that desert biomes have 40% increased chance to drop Baryas and Ultimatums. And as I've covered earlier in another video, there is this concept of travel waystones or pathing maps, which are the maps that you need to complete to make it to a tower, insert some tablets and then make the maps you really want to run nice and juicy. You can use any tier map really for pathing towards towers, but I started to combine all of the knowledge above to get a steady supply of level 75 Baryas and Ultimatums. I am running level 75 content, and as you can see here, it's level 75 by looking at the UI. When you slot in a waystone, it will tell you the monster level, and that is also the level of the Baryas that will drop. I'm running desert maps like Oasis and Savannah. I don't think all areas in the desert biomes are counted as desert maps, as some maps can appear anywhere, like Orgery. I can't imagine Orgery is counted as a desert map, as you know, it's basically a cave. It's also horrible, but that's kind of besides the point. Just to be safe, I run actual desert maps. And then I have, of course, local knowledge selected if I do this, so when I'm pathing I respec the passive tree. This way I give myself a good number of trial tokens for either this character if I fail or the next couple of characters if they fail. And by doing this I give myself the highest chances of succeeding plus, you know, a few extra attempts. I made a few loot filter rules as well for this, particularly focusing on dropping rare tier 11 waystones. You want them to be rare because that means more quality and quantity in most cases, which in turn means more loot and thus more Baryas and Ultimatums. I've made a rule to specifically show only level 75 Baryas and Ultimatums, and then I am next to that only showing the highest level Baryas and Ultimatums, which is level 80, even if you run level 83 maps. So that if I want to run those things at the highest difficulty I can, and I have also some supply there. Everything in between, so Baryas and Ultimatums from level 76 to 79 are pointless in my opinion and not worth picking up. Level 80 drops great loot if you manage to complete it. Level 75 gets you the Ascendancy points. Stuff in between doesn't do much at all. Just pause the screen and look at the rules so you can copy paste them into your own filter if you so desire. That's it. That's how I farm my level 75 trial tokens by just using rare tier 11 waystones for pathing towards towers, plus local knowledge, plus a few loot filter rules. Works like a charm, and I thought it may be useful to you as well in solo self-found. I hope you had a good time watching this video. Let me know what you think. Also let me know if you have any suggestions. Subscribe and like for more PoE SSF content. Thanks for watching and making it to the end. Love you all. See you soon. Bye bye.